Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to tonight's special council meeting. The meeting is officially called to order. I kindly ask our city clerk to please take the roll call.
Bowring. Here. Bruno.
Here.
Ruby.
Here.
Kilberg.
Here.
Kasserag.
Here.
Maliki.
Here.
Marks.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Paschke.
Here.
Swanson.
We begin our council meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. I would be honored if our scouts would lead us in the pledge. Thank you.
Scouts salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Under item 3, ladies and gentlemen, public hearings, special items, and presentations, we have been asked by Alderperson Ruby if she could deliver some remarks on her final night with us. Alderperson Ruby has another commitment that requires her immediate attention, so we would love to indulge her in that regard. Alderperson Ruby, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I will be very brief. I would just like to thank everyone for your support over the 8 years. It's been a pleasure serving my community, and I have been honored to represent and go to bat for the 3rd Ward, and I am hopeful for continued success. I know I leave this role in good hands with my partner. Dean has been a wonderful mentor and a great leader and a wealth of information. So huge thank you to Dean. So that's it. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Item 4, amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments this evening? Item 5 is the omnibus agenda. All items marked with an asterisk are considered to be routine by this council. All those items can be considered and voted upon with one motion. Do we have such a motion? Paschke makes the motion, seconded by Bowring. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Paschke.
Aye.
Bowring.
Aye.
Bruno.
Aye.
Ruby.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
Marks.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
The omnibus agenda has been approved by 9 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 1 council member absent. We jump to item 7, municipal bills for payment. We kindly ask our clerk to read the bills in their aggregate for our consideration.
Municipal bills for payment total $42,946.21.
Mayor, I move that we approve and pay the bills as read. The individual items that add up to that amount can be found in tonight's city council packet and on the city website.
And let the record show that may very well be Alderperson Bruno's final motion on paying the bills.
Unless there's more bills later
No,
on.
and that could be the lowest amount ever.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderperson Bowring. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bruno.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
Marks.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Bowring.
Aye.
The bills have been approved to be paid with 8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. Item 8, Committee of the Whole Items of Business. 8A is to consider Resolution 2025-39, authorizing the implementation of an historic preservation or adaptive reuse grant program.
Second.
Bowering makes the motion, Mayor makes the second. Ms. Dawkins.
Okay, so the Historic Preservation or Adaptive Reuse Grant Program is designed to provide funding to support the creation of new purposes for older structures while transmitting an understanding of the past to future generations. Projects will improve the economic vitality of the city by cultivating vibrant business corridors and enhancing the memorable character of Geneva. Aspiring to be a continuation of the ARPA grant program, this grant will be focused on elevating the built environment through exterior preservation and renovation projects, utility upgrades, ADA improvements, fire prevention measures, and interior improvements needed to support today's more intensive end users. Grants may be pursued independently or in conjunction with other types of incentives as applicable. After the Committee of the Whole meeting last week and based upon further feedback, the title of the program was renamed to the Historic Preservation or Adaptive Reuse Grant Program. And additionally, Section 5, eligible projects, which is on page 3 of the grant application, was amended to provide for the potential of tax-exempt or governmental properties to be eligible on a case-by-case basis. So again, Director Timoshenko is here to answer any questions, as am I, and we yield the floor to the council.
The floor is open for questions to either Director Timoshenko or Administrator Dawkins. Anyone on the dais? Only person Marks.
Kathleen, maybe just a couple of questions when you had put this together. You know how the ARPA program worked, we granted the money and then it had to be spent by a certain period of time. Was that thought of in doing this? Is there a reason we didn't put it in there like ARPA, or?
Right, we put it into ARPA because that was part of the ARPA rules.
Yeah.
It wasn't included in this program.
I mean, we were trying to follow ARPA a little bit on that. Do you see a downside to that? I mean, if, I don't want it just going out there, staying out there, that we have to keep putting it aside every year if we don't. I mean, do you see I guess?
So that's why the program would be evaluated annually with the budget, so that at that time you can determine whether it's been successful, not successful, whether you want to make tweaks or not, and budget for it. So you would do that on an annual basis.
But what I'm saying, like when you grant now, can we say, hey, we grant it now, you pull the building permit?
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
so
6 months to go.
if they are awarded a grant, there is the grant agreement in the
Okay.
packet, which is similar to the same grant agreements that we've executed under the ARPA grants, under other incentives. So in that document, once they're awarded a grant, you can put those deadlines in.
Oh, you can put it in at that time?
Yep.
Not letting it known up front?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Because you're going to work with the applicant and determine what they're doing, how long it might take, all of those things, so that we can put a reasonable time frame on that to make sure
Okay,
that
so
it gets closed out.
we look at it, each one, then we would put,
Correct.
easy question. The next one is, my concern here, I like the program. Don't get me wrong, I really do like this program. My concern is I'd like to see it spread out and not, like one person come in and get it all in 1 year. Upside, downside to that, like maybe we say only an applicant can get a third of it, or, of what we budgeted, or,
Well, we were kind of talking about that. There's a differentiation between what's budgeted and the program. So the
Right.
program doesn't have any dollar limits.
correct?
But the budget,
Does.
we had determined an amount to put in there. So applicants can keep applying, and we would just have to manage the budget as we would any other budget change. So I don't think there's a downside to it. We've made a determination of what we should put into the budget, but that's not going to stop us from moving forward with different projects.
I'll just add to that, so we put in this fiscal year, upcoming fiscal year budget, we put basically seed money, because we weren't sure what types of projects or what the amounts would be, but as we discussed, there are really two different things that you're talking about. So you're approving the policy document and the grant program. The dollars are approved as part of the budget, and if we had a great program that came forward that required more funding than what we have in the budget, we would bring that to the council and saying we would need to do a budget amendment to be able to authorize that grant.
Yeah, but I just, okay, that's fine. Did we, most grants have a deadline when you file for it, and then you look at all of them at once. That's not in this program, like we say twice a year. You have, June 1st and, October 1st or whatever date to get the grants in, so that you can kind of evaluate them all at once to see how they go. Did you think of that when we were doing this?
We had an evaluation annually as part of the budget process,
Okay.
but no, I kind of didn't want to have that type of deadline, because projects are happening all the time. Buildings go on the market and interest comes forward, individualized. So it's to have a timeline. It may not achieve the goal, because people go under contract. They may have 30, 60, 90-day diligent periods, and we want to be able to bring forward this program if we,
find that it's needed to bring the project forward. And if we had that kind of deadline, it could impede that process. So we would prefer not to have that, so that we could work with different variety of timelines that people have for projects that differ greatly.
Okay. Mayor, that's all for me right now.
Thank you, Alderperson Marks. Anyone else on the dais? Alderperson Kasserag. Alderperson Bruno, do you want to speak to this, or are you just preparing to vote?
Oh, got it. I was just going to say, I had a lot of questions and concerns about this last week. I met with staff, and what really made me, as Stephanie already said, comfortable with it is that it's a policy document. It's not about the money. The money can be rebudgeted or increased or reduced. I don't hope that doesn't happen. And so I think last week I was concentrating too much on why isn't there more money, but we're at the same point we were before, where our ability to do economic incentives and things like that. And then this is how we decide, which when I reflected back to meetings in the past and about giving other organizations money, I was arguing heavily for a policy document. And so here we are, and that makes me happy. So I just wanted to say that came around, and the one question I think I had was just how are we going to advertise it? How are we going to disseminate this? How are we going to get it going?
We'll, we'll put it on our website. We will, make sure that all of our coworkers know about it. So in their dealings with people, they have this information available. We will, just talk with people. We talk to brokers all the time when properties are available. We have a lot of different ways of communicating with the public in person. We will continue to promote it, probably put something in our newsletter, just all of our different ways of communicating.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Alderperson Bruno, did you have a comment or question? Okay. Anyone else with any questions for Director Timoshenko or Administrator Dawkins? If not, City Clerk, when you are ready, please take the roll.
Bowering?
Aye.
Bruno?
Aye.
Kilberg? Aye. Kasserag?
Aye.
Maladra? I'm so sorry, Maliki? Marks?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Paschke?
Aye.
I'd like to yield the floor to Maliki for a moment. Any comments you wish to share with the clerk? Yeah. With a vote of 8 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 2 council members absent, Resolution 2025-39 has been approved by this council. We jump to item number 9, ladies and gentlemen, presentations of ordinances and resolutions. Item 9A is consider Resolution 2025-44, authorizing acceptance of bids for the annual purchase of transformers from Border State Industries, AR Transformers Incorporated, United Utility Supply, and KLLEN, or Klen Group, American, up to the budget amount of $800,000. Marks makes the motion.
Second.
Seconded by Bruno. Ms. Dawkins.
Okay, so transformer bids were opened on April 7th and were evaluated based on completeness of submittal, cost, and delivery times as outlined in the bid tabulation. The request for your consideration is to provide authorization to purchase transformers up to the fiscal year '26 budgeted amount from the 4 lowest competent bids for various transformer sizes identified in the bid tabulation that was included in tonight's agenda packet. The transformers available meet the City of Geneva specifications and Department of Energy's efficiency standards. All materials meet the City of Geneva specifications, as I said. At the time of order, staff will evaluate the price and lead times and choose the vendor that best meets the needs of the electric utility. And with us, we do have Director Babica, who can
answer any additional questions you might have.
From the dais, questions for Director Babica. Alderperson Mayor.
Got all these youngsters here, we gotta ask you some questions about it. How many transformers does one get for about $800,000, and is it less this year than it was last year?
The most significant development this year is the availability, and the lead time has come down exponentially.
Oh, that's
We're
good.
back down to fairly normal, what we would consider almost pre-COVID delivery times.
Good.
And the transformers, it's, the easiest way to answer that question is it buys us as many as we need. So if we go through 800,000 in the first 6 months, we do a budget amendment and we buy more.
Right.
These are to replace service transformers for existing customers.
On an as-needed basis, or is this planned replacement?
No, there is a separate cable replacement program that has the built-in transformers with that program. This is to ensure that literally the power stays on.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else in the dais? If not, City Clerk, please take the roll. And do not say,
I will not.
Jinxed it now.
I so need a new sheet here. Marks.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Bowring.
Aye.
Bruno.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
with 8 affirmative votes, no Maladra, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent, resolution number 2025-44 has been approved by this council.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Babica. Item 10 is public comment. Those joining us here in the chamber, if you have anything to share with the council, now is your chance to share your thoughts with us, our chance to listen. The floor is open, so whomever would like to come forward first, we welcome you to the podium. From the dais, anyone from the dais under new business, forgive me. We have recognition of Alderperson Mike Bruno. Alderperson Bruno, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you. This is my last meeting. It has been a singular honor to serve on this body. It's been very rewarding. I'd recommend anyone try it if they've got the time to do it. It's been frustrating. I have not adapted yet to not being alphabetically the first person in line. That only played a small role in my retiring. But I do worry about you paying bills moving forward, so Godspeed on that. So, but thank you very much. It's been an honor to work with all of you.
Thank you.
Same.
From the dais, Alderperson Bowring.
So I've had the pleasure for the last 2 years of serving the First Ward along with my distinguished colleague, the Honorable Mike Bowring, there you go. Mike Bruno. So you're not alone, Vicki. Before that, he was my representative, and I had the pleasure of talking to him about policy matters. I always found him then, and once I was elected and serving alongside him, to be measured, thoughtful, respectful with whoever he was dealing with, whether he agreed or took a different perspective. Those are all things that I value really highly, and it's been my pleasure to try to learn from you. And then also, before I was considering running for city council, I got to sit down with Mike and talk about what it was like to be on city council while I was trying to come up with educational materials to help regular people learn about local government. And he was really generous with his time and really thoughtful in his explanation of what the job entailed and common misperceptions people might have about how local government worked. So I really am grateful for the service, both as a resident and as a colleague. So it's been a pleasure, and I will miss you.
Thank you. Anyone else in business? Alderperson Gilbert.
No, we have a couple of
other aldermen that are leaving this evening as well, Becky Ruby and Robert Swanson. I just wanted to just share a thought and appreciation for their service over the last 8 years. Becky was passionate about issues important to her and her constituents. She was always accessible to her constituents. She held successful ward meetings and had a strong tie to her constituents through communication. She was collaborative, and especially some important issues that she worked with constituents in regard to would have been the Westfield sewer backup issue, development plans along Kirk Road, as well as annexations and others. Again, I want to thank her for her service. As far as Robert, one thing about Robert Swanson was he was always well prepared. He asked good questions. He did a great deal of research. He was insightful, and the thing I liked about Robert was the fact that he brought a business perspective, since he owned a business, to the council on a variety of different issues impacting the community. I wish both of them well, and I look forward to seeing them in the community in the future. Thank you.
Anyone else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this special city council meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Kasserag. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
This,
Wait. What?
Yes, sir.
No public comment, or no council comments tonight?
under new business,
Okay, that's coming up.
no, that was new business. We recognized Mr. Bruno, and then we opened
Okay,
it up to
I had
comment.
one other thing, if I could.
Without objection? All yours.
No, I wanted to pass along and share with the council this evening. I serve on the Tri-City Ambulance Committee, and at our most recent meeting last Friday, we took a sizable price increase as it relates to the services that we provide. I want to share or have a copy for each of you of the packet. This is an important service that Geneva is a part of, along with St. Charles and Batavia, as well as Geneva Township. This service has been in place. Yeah, do we have enough down there? I think we got it covered. I'll just pass it across. Here, thank you. This is an important service that came together over 30 years ago. It's been a very successful service providing excellent medical care to residents of all these communities. And one of the things that you need to be aware of is this is a budget item for Geneva. It's a couple $100,000 a year that it's a line item that we provide to help sustain this program. And again, it's based on the community's populations, and the total contributions from the municipalities is about $750,000 annually to sustain it, which is dramatically less than a lot of other communities that are serviced in a like manner. The one thing that was taken last Friday was an increase in service. We were dramatically under our surrounding communities from a high of, on a basic ambulance call and delivery to Delaware Hospital. South Elgin's charge, a flat charge, was $4,800, and we were still at around $1,500 to $1,600. And again, it varies depending on what care is provided to the patient as they're being transported. The thing about it that's impacting Tri-City Ambulance also is the fact that we have an aging population, and that a lot of the people that use this service are on Medicare or Medicaid. And as that percentage of our population and the percentage of transports continues to increase with those people that fall into that category, the revenue that we get back from Medicare and Medicaid is around $500, and that is static. The impact will be seen on maybe additional revenue as it relates to insurance claims, as well as litigation, for instance, in a car accident where there's lawsuits or whatever might come into play. But we've seen a lot of increase in expenditures as well. As we went through COVID and the importance of maintaining good employees, salaries were increased to remain competitive and keep them in place. And as you look at your packet there, you can see the expenditures. For instance, the cost of an ambulance has gone from about $250,000 to well over $400 million. Or not, excuse me, $250,000 to $400,000. So I just wanted to make you aware of it so that no one is surprised, and at least the council members, when they're approached, if they have a constituent that gets starts asking questions about these charges, you have some background information so that you can address questions. Again, there's a lot of collections are not made, and the percentage and the breakout of that is in that packet as well. So again, thank you for the time to share that with the council. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'm looking at all of you now. The chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Counselor Rogg makes the motion. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The special city council meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.